So Unit 9 is all about personal financial literacy. And you may be wondering, well, what does that mean? Personal is yours, right? Financial means money, and literacy means knowledge. So basically, we're building your skills in this unit on your money, right? Building your knowledge of money. So today we are focusing on net worth and minimum household budget. So we'll have two topics and objectives. But before we begin, let's go ahead and discuss a couple of key vocabulary terms. So I'm looking over here on the far right of the slide, and it says it's a net worth statement. I see a list of a bunch of different items with values attributed to them. So under assets, it says the house value is $85,000. Somebody has $2,500 in their checking account. Okay. And then if you look down a little bit further, liabilities, they owe $62,000 on the mortgage, which is their house payment. And their credit card, they owe $9,500. Oh, okay. So what is the difference between an asset and a liability? Well, an asset is something that you own, either money or something that you can sell for money. And a liability is something that you owe, either money again, or something that you owe money on, like a mortgage, a house, a car, right? So if you have more assets than liability, you're solid, you're in a positive state, you're in the green. But if you owe more, if you have more liabilities than you have assets, then you're in the red, you're in the negative, and something needs to change to get out of debt. So again, a person's net worth is found by you identify the total assets that you have and identify the total liabilities, and then find the difference between them two by subtracting, right? In math, whenever we hear that word difference, we know that we subtract. And so we see, okay, do I have more assets or do I have more liabilities? So let's go ahead and start an example problem. This says, below is a list of Marcus's assets and liabilities. Okay, so it looks like for under assets, it says home, $87,900. Okay, liabilities, he has a personal loan and some credit card debt. Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna leave that. Okay, in addition to the list above, Marcus has just paid off his car, which is valued at $6,000. Okay. Based on the assets and liabilities above and the value of his car, what is Marcus's net worth? Okay, so first we have to determine this $6,000, is it an asset or a liability? Now, if he was still paying it off, I would say, oh, you owe money on that. It's a liability, right? But since he just paid the car off, he completely owns it. And if he had to sell it for some quick cash, he could. That means it's an asset. Okay, so his car is worth $6,000. So that is considered an asset. Okay, so we've identified that we have some assets and some liabilities. We need to add them up to find the total amount of each, and then find the difference to see, okay, is he in the positive in the green? Does he have more assets or does he have more liabilities? Okay, and by how much? What's his net worth? So I'm just going to quickly add up these assets. We have 87,900 plus 950 plus 6,000. That's 94,850. 94,850. Okay, let's look at the credit card and personal loan, the liabilities now. So that's 2,650 plus 1,200. 3,850 in debt. 3,850. Okay, so just a quick glance, I'm already seeing he has way more assets than liabilities, right? 94,000 versus 3,000. So I know he's going to be in the positive, which is great, right? He owns more than he owes. So I'm going to automatically remove negative options, right? We're down to, okay. He's in the green, in good shape. By how much though? Let's still find out, right? So we're going to put the difference for the net worth. We're going to subtract, right? 94,850 minus, this must be the hard part, lining this up, 3,850. Okay. So let's see what that ends up being. Well, 0 and a 0. Oh, that's 0. I'm going to have to work right to left. So I'm going to handwrite this. 0 minus 0 is still 0. Okay, 5 minus 5, that's 0. 8 minus 8, that's 0. 4 minus 3, that's 1. 9 minus 0 is 9. So we have net worth of $91,000, right? Oh, look, answer option D. You can notice too, B is only if you had added up all of the assets, which is not correct, right? So again, how did we do this? Well, we have to identify what's an asset, what's a liability, add them all up, right? And then find the difference between them. And so again, an asset is something that you own or that you could, money, or that you could sell quickly for cash. And liability is something that you owe. Okay. And so it hurts your accounts. All right. Yeah, so again, ask yourself, which one's higher for the person, assets or liabilities, to determine, okay, is their net worth in the green or in the red, positive or negative, right? This person has $113,000 worth of assets and $71,000 worth of liabilities. So I know that they're in the positive. They're in a healthy place financially. All right, let's look at the minimum household budget and see what something might have to be, how much work we'd have to put in. So this question says, which occupation needs to work about 147 hours? Ooh, a month. Oh, okay. A month, not a day or a week, to balance the budget. Balance the budget. Well, when I think of balancing something, I think of like a scale, right? When we want to make sure it's level. So that means that our income has to be the same as our outgoing. Okay, what we're spending money on. And it's balanced. So we don't have more coming in than going out, and we don't have more going out than coming in. Okay. So I'm looking at this budget here. It says housing is $965, food $540. Okay, so yeah, this is per month, it looks like what maybe a family would spend on all of their expenses. And I see housing, food, utilities, childcare, insurance, transportation, other. Oh, how much total are they spending? I don't know that yet. I'm going to have to do some math to figure that out. So in order to figure out the total, right, we're just going to add all of them up. 965 plus 540 plus 275 plus 800 plus 325 plus 400, 350. 3655. $3,655. I'm just going to double check my work. 350 plus 400 plus 325 plus 800 plus 275 540 plus 965. Yep. Okay. So the total outgoing every month for this family is $3,655. $3,655. All right. So the incoming needs to match that number, right? So that it's balanced. So we got to figure out, well, what number gives us that balance? So I'm going to see here, it says 147 hours a month. So an administrative assistant, if they got paid $12 an hour, and I multiplied that by 147, does that give me the $36.55? And same with the $18 an hour, $20 an hour. So let's just see, we're gonna be multiplying this by 147 hours. Same here. Okay, so I'm multiplying all of these by 147 hours to see, okay, which one is going to give me a balanced budget. So 12 times 147, 147 times 12, that's $1,764. Yikes. $1,764. That's about half of what we're going to need for our monthly income, right? To make sure it's balanced. So that's not going to work. Let's check $18 an hour. 147 times 18, 2,646. Still not quite there. I wonder if the nurse, we're getting closer, right? Let's see, 147 times 20. It's $2,940. Man. $40. Still not quite there. It is expensive. I mean, looking at the bills, right? The two biggest expenses are housing and childcare, which is pretty realistic here. If your child is not in public school yet, right? So man, $12 an hour doesn't cut it, 18, 20. Let's see if 25 an hour cuts it. 147 times 25 an hour. Okay, that's right about where we need to be. It's a little bit over $10 or $20. $3,675. I would consider that to be a balanced budget. Okay, so this person needs to be making $25 an hour in order to have a balanced budget. And so the restaurant manager is the one that would be able to afford this lifestyle. Interesting. Okay, and this is something that is a big discussion in many cities because, minimum wage is not $25 an hour, and many cities, $1,000 a month is average for housing. And so people aren't able to afford basic needs on minimum wage, right? So this is just something to consider when, thinking about career options and stuff, trying to see where do you want to live? How much would it cost to live there? How would you make that work? So today we focused on net worth and minimum household budget. We learned the vocabulary asset and liability, net worth, and we were able to determine, well, how much would somebody need to make per hour for how many hours, right, in order to be able to balance their budget, depending on their lifestyle.